WOCN, Word of God to the World.
Hello, and welcome to our show, Let's Talk Detox. My name is Sharon Blake.
And I'm Sasha Campbell. Thank you guys for being here. We are so excited to be here, aren't we, Sharon?
Yes, we are. So our mission for this show is to help each other detox from mental and physical, from our bodies being filled with toxicity from the air and what we eat to old negative toxic thoughts. And so that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yes.
So, give you a little background about myself. My name is Sharon Blake. I have 3 children, 4 grandchildren. I am a recovering addict as well as recovering from emotional abuse. And so through that, I had to do some research and really figure out why I was stuck in life, why I was couldn't move forward in the things that I really wanted to move forward in. I wanted success, yet I didn't know how to attain it. And I kept finding myself in same dysfunctional relationships and mindset. And so through that research, I started to learn that it was my mind that I was having the problem with.
Yeah.
I had to learn who I was as a thinker. And oftentimes we don't think about that. We go about our day. Every day we wake up, we go to work, we get dressed, we brush our teeth, we go through the whole routine without really giving much thought to the process and how we're actually doing it. So what I had to learn was, what was my subconscious mind dictating me to do? And once I figured that out, that's when I was able to begin to retrain my thought. So Sasha,
Yes.
tell us what motivated you to detox.
All right. Well, first of all, I am a mother of 2 and a aunt of 4 wonderful nieces and nephews, and I'm a wife to an amazing husband. And what brought me here was always being in pretty good physical health, to be honest with you. But I always felt that something was missing. And I think there is a misconception of when people see you look a certain way that everything must be fine and you don't have any problems. But the reality is there's always a voice. There's a gut that we have been born with that lets us know that something needs to be shaped, something needs to be rehealed and revigorated. And that's what brought me into detoxing. I've always been physically active, grew up running, and our family's very active. But I just didn't feel like I was at my optimal self. And I knew that there was something missing from my routine that I was partaking in. And so I started to do some research on what causes ailments and what causes the certain pains that we have. And I started to realize that our organs, which support this amazing body of ours, do work without us really thinking about it. But there's in us not thinking, in our ignorance, so to speak, we do things to our body that are not the most optimal. And it could put a strain on the organs that we have. And that starts to manifest itself into what we know as disease. So once we get our systems trained and once we get them cleared out, that is what makes us function at our most optimal. And the mind and body are so connected because we often think that they're 2 separate systems. But your body does what your mind tells it to do. So if you go through life and you tell your body, oh gosh, I'm in so much pain, your body says, okay, I'm in so much pain. And it acts as such. So if we could retrain our minds to get the health that we want, our body will start to respond with the stuff that we really want. Yeah. So there's no health and there's no fitness without the proper mindset. Right. So that's what brought me here. Just a curiosity and a vigor and seeing people around me walking through life suffering, not in pain, not being able to enjoy it. So I really, really am passionate about bringing joy to people's life through a fit mind. And then as a byproduct, you have a fit body. And you have great health.
That's so very true. And I think we all, we want joy, we want health, and we go through our everyday lives and we struggle. We're wondering, why don't we have this joy that we want? Yes. Why aren't we happy? And why aren't we who we believe that we can be? And I think belief right there is really going to start the conversation, is because what I had to learn was I had to figure out what my core belief and messages were dictating to me. And once I began to write those things down, I began to see that what I wanted and who I was on the inside were two totally separate people. And so how I got to that point was I sat myself down, I asked myself a series of questions, and I really began to look at my thoughts. So it went something like this. I got up in the morning, and throughout the day I would write down the thoughts that would travel through my mind. I would write down my negative emotions that I was going through. For me, my prevalent toxic emotion was anxiety. And so how I got through that was whenever I started to feel my body tensing up, and whenever I started to feel agitated and frustrated for no reason, or at least so I thought, I would sit myself down and say, wow, what's going on? Why am I agitated? Okay, I feel out of control. You know, we have to start identifying in words what it is exactly that we are feeling and what it is we are exactly thinking.
That's right.
Because who we are as a thinker will determine who we will become in this lifetime. And it's so important to write it down.
Yes.
I can't stress that enough, would you say?
It brings it to life. I think because we're in a society that teaches us to ignore things, writing it down gives accountability instantly. And it makes it to where you can't ignore it. I wrote this down, meaning I own this feeling. The only way we can fix it, anything with us, is if we own the feeling. Not as a punishment, but as acknowledgement so we can change it. You cannot change anything that you do not own, whether it's ill thoughts or ill feelings in your body. So that's very, very important. I think it's a taboo to address things. You know, we'll just go off and do something else, or we'll blame somebody else because we love to deflect, right? That's my mom and them fault, or that's the neighbor's fault from 25 years ago. Not knowing that the power is in owning that uncomfortable feeling, just because we've been taught that it's something negative, but it's actually for our power. Everything that we go through is for our power. It's for our betterment, not for punishment. So writing it down gives it life and it gives it ownership, so you can change it into what you have, because that's the power that was given to us. That's the power that we have.
Right. That's so good. And to just touch on taking ownership a little bit further, one thing about detoxing is that we must take ownership of the truth of who we are.
That's it.
And so a lot of people don't want to take ownership of how they feel because it makes them feel bad.
Sure.
So there, you might have some shame or some guilt or something. But hey, I say like this, nobody's perfect. Even the person you think is perfect is not perfect.
Absolutely.
And so we have to allow ourselves the feeling of it's okay to make a mistake. And just breathe. I made this mistake. I failed at this. I shouldn't have yelled. I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have probably ate those 10 cookies.
Right. At the same time. Right.
Exactly. And be okay with that and get up
okay.
and start all over again. I think oftentimes the guilt and shame keeps us from moving forward because we've made a mistake.
Exactly.
And so I just want to say that, hey, it's okay. We need to take ownership of and be able to acknowledge the truth of who we are. That means the ugly of who we are, the beautiful of who we are, and move forward past that. Because if we don't acknowledge it, we can't change it. So
you can't change it. And going back, piggybacking what you said about the cookies, we're often feel like guilt gives us a pass. Like, well, I feel guilty, so, I'm okay. It's okay to make a mistake and acknowledge a mistake, because what you're doing when you acknowledge a mistake is giving someone else the courage to do it as well. The cookies are already eaten, since we're talking about cookies, right? The cookies are gone already. They're being happily digested, but it's not meant to be a punishment. The main thing it's meant for you to ask yourself is, why did I feel that I had to eat the 10 cookies or the 3 pizzas at one time? What emotion triggered my reaction to eat something that is not necessarily best for me and beneficial for me? It's not like you ate 3 apples. You know what I mean? We ate 3 slices or 16 slices of pizza. So we have to start to ask ourselves, what triggered that? Was I stressed? Was I feeling depressed? Because I can't control anything else, but I can control what I put in my mouth. So a lot of times it's a lack of control that we believe we have that leads us to do the things that are detrimental to our body. Once we could start taking ownership and get in that dark space and say, this is what I was feeling at this moment, even if I was 9, 10, 11 years old. This is what I was feeling in that moment, and then trace it back. Why did you feel that way? Well, because I was always told that I was unattractive. And then you start to say, oh, well, who was telling you were unattractive? The person that was hurt, that was told they were unattractive, is telling you it. So here we are now. We got from you eating 10 cookies to you feeling unattractive. You were able to trace the roots of it. And it's only then when we trace the roots of something that we can uproot it and plant fertile seed and fertile ground.
That's so true.
And it's okay. None of us, me and Sharon are here with you right now talking, far from perfect. But it's in our imperfections that we seek and we gain knowledge and we gain wisdom and we gain perfection, so to speak. It's not a look. It's not a feel or a classism. You know, perfection is using what you have and making the best of it, regardless of what it is. And that's why testimony is important. Testimony from getting your thoughts right. Testimony from healing your body. Baby steps. It doesn't have to be, I did this and then 10 days I'm all better. Baby steps. We're in a microwave society. Everything is fast. Everything got to be done fast. I don't want to wait. I don't want to go through it. But see, when you don't go through it, when you don't address how you're feeling behind the thoughts and why you're eating what you eat, you miss the journey. You miss the fun parts along the way. We were driving today. I have to share this. I'm driving the car and Sharon was just taking in the whole environment. She wasn't just rushing to get here. She was taking in the different shapes of the houses and the people out in the street. The journey is just as valuable as the destination, because truth be told, we don't know how long it's going to take us to get to that destination. So let's enjoy it.
Right, and the journey is really important. I remember starting my detox, my thought detox. One of the things that was hard for me to really figure out is why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And once I began to write down the emotion and the thoughts, all of those emotions and thoughts pushed me backwards, had me thinking about my childhood, you know, what my parents said or what had happened to me at the time. And I had that same feeling. It was like I just was shifted from one dimension from my childhood up to today. And so that feeling was as if I was in that childhood memory, when in all actuality I was not. But the way I felt right now, today, reminded me of that, and that's what brought on the most anxiety. So I had to recognize that and be able to make sure I knew that what was happening then was not happening today.
That's right.
And that was one of the hardest things I had to overcome. So the person who hurt me in my past could no longer hurt me, because now I'm a grown woman and it's okay for me to release the pain of the past in order to move forward. Oftentimes we do not want to do mind work or thought detoxification work because we are afraid to feel pain.
Yes.
Can I just say to you all today that pain is a part of this life. It's something that we all go through, but we don't have to dwell there, and we cannot run from it, Sasha.
That's right.
We can't run from pain, because facing pain, just like facing the fear of standing in front of this camera right now, you have to walk through it. You've got to face your fears, and you've got to walk through it. Detoxification of your thought process requires you, absolutely requires you to face your pain, and you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna be uncomfortable, and it's not gonna feel good. It's not gonna feel great. It'll make you sad, but you know, walk with someone, talk with someone. You don't. This is not something that we're suggesting that you go through alone. You'll see the website mylifechronicles.org on the screen. Reach out to us. We want to help you. We've got some books designed to help walk you through your negative, toxic thought process. So, as well as Sasha's also got some amazing products that also aid and abet in detoxifying your body. Yes. The thing is that weight loss and being healthy physically starts here.
That's right.
We often want the quick fix, the quick way around. It's good that we take the time out and walk and notice the trees and notice the air. At the same time, we've got to take the long walk with detoxification. This process of detoxing your mind and your thoughts, it doesn't happen overnight. I detox regularly. I should detox daily, but I detox very regularly, monthly, just to make sure that I'm on point, I'm on track, I'm not allowing myself to go back into my old patterns and stuff and deflect my emotions or my thoughts. I make myself deal with myself.
That's right.
And if you're at that point, then this detox process is ready and available for you, and we would love to help you.
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to allow Sasha to talk about her product that also aids in the health of our body.
Yes. Sharon made a good point about deflection. Oftentimes we like to say, well, I'm feeling this in my body because it's hereditary. My mom had it, my dad had it, my auntie and them had it, so I just have it. Perhaps you are the one that are here to break the chains. Perhaps you are the one to do research and to see, well, why is this plaguing my family? Why are we holding on to this? Because if it all comes down to mindset, it's a mindset that's been perpetuated through the generations that we need to get hold of. And maybe you're the one. And see, oftentimes people run from responsibility, right? Because, like you said, it is uncomfortable. It does hurt. It does pain. But I'd like to challenge you with this. It can't be any more uncomfortable than the place you're in right now.
Wow. Yeah.
The place you're in right now, is not optimal living. So if anything, you're worth it. Understand me, you are worth it right now to begin to detox your mind and detox your body. This amazing system we have here is courtesy of celebrity herbalist Dudi Mat Ra. He's based right here in Los Angeles. And it's a 20-day total body detoxing cleansing system. And it cleans out each of the major systems in your body, from your lymphatic system to your kidneys, your gallbladder, your liver, your blood, the whole shot. And everybody says, oh, well, does it make me lose weight? Does it make me lose weight? Yes, it does as a byproduct, but the first thing it's going to help you do is just revitalize the organs that we use on a daily basis. So we don't understand that when we eat plenty of sugary foods, not only does it spike our blood sugar, but our liver cannot process it the way it does when it's on overload. So when it's on overload, you start to get scratches on your body and rashes and bruises on your body because this is our biggest organ. So when we become toxic, the first thing it does is start to show on our skin. So doing this detox, and on the detox, you take 5 pills a day from each system, and you eat pretty much from nature. You can eat. Oh, can I eat? Do I just have to juice? No, you absolutely can't eat. But we like to encourage people to eat just fruits and vegetables and nuts and whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, nothing bleached, anything refined. Because anything that's refined, basically that is bleached and is white, all the nutrients and the fiber is stripped from it. The husk, which is what covers like the rice, is stripped from it, so there's no fiber. You're getting 0 nutritional value, but you're boosting and spiking up your blood sugar. So that's why we encourage, not only during the detox, but throughout your life, whole foods, because we are whole beings. We come from a whole creator, and we come from the source. So we have to eat from the source. And I understand, you guys, we're busy. We're parents, we're running businesses, and we all have things to go. But you could easily grab a couple apples as opposed to grabbing a couple candy bars, But it all starts with the willingness to wanting to change. Will it be uncomfortable at first? Sure it will. Yes. Just like anything. I buy a new pair of leather shoes. I love the shoes, but it's going to hurt initially. But as I break the shoe in, the shoe starts to become my friend. I'm like, okay, this shoe was made for me. Yeah. I like how this feels. Allow yourself to go through the process of detoxing. But a lot of the the benefits of this detox: clear skin, better sleep patterns, weight loss, regulated bowel movements, just your attitude is more bright, your organs are working at a better pace. People that have diabetes, their blood sugar goes down because they're not taking in all of that refined sugar that spikes up our blood sugar. So there's a difference between taking in fruits, whole fruit, and fruit juices. There's a difference between taking in fruit juices and taking in refined sugars.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is because it is refined, it just sends a shock into your system. And you notice if you eat sugar, you kind of get like this. Or if you even stop eating sugar for 2 days and you eat it, you are charged. It's that charge is sending a shock into your system. But we're so used to it, we're kind of desensitized to what it's actually doing. So once we get that shock in our system, our body has to process that. So it goes in rapid speed, having to process anything. When you're eating a whole piece of fruit, there is sugar in there, but it also has fiber. It also has protein, vitamins A, D, K, and E, the soluble vitamins that you need. So your body is being able to break it down as a whole. Thus, you feel satisfied, but you don't feel like you're going crazy at the same time either, because it has all the different components. Like we are different components. Our body is different components. Our food should have different components. Our food should just not be sugar. You know what I mean? So this is the stuff that as you start to research and you get yourself cleaned out, your mind becomes open to learning the stuff that is out there. You know, health and everything is simple, but we live in a kind of a complicated world. So what we're trying to do is simplify our life in a world a little bit more complicated. So that's the challenge. But if we could spread something like that and people look at you and say, wow, Sharon, your skin is glowing, or you just seem a little bit more chill lately, or oh wow, you're not on this medicine no more, or that medicine. And results vary by person, but these are just some of the stories that you're hearing, you know. If we could spread that type of message to people and that kind of light to people for a low price and for just 20 days, maybe once or twice a year, depending on when you feel that you need to do it, that would save and that would add so much years to our life. Just to feel good, to walk and not be in pain, to sit up and not be in pain. You know what I mean? Stuff that we take for granted, or stuff that we think is a punishment because of how we used to be before. See, there's no punishment in life. It's just lessons being learned. And now that we know better, we do better. So if you go on my website, lifeandlightwellness.com, you can get the detox system. It shifts out within 48 hours. There's instructions that come with the detox. And I also have a meal suggestion that goes with the detox, because some people are like, I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to do at all. People think they just have to eat salads, but there is variety in the stuff you can do. It is a meat-free, dairy-free detox, no alcohol, no refined sugar, but there's still so much stuff out of that you can eat. So visit my website. There's tons of information on there. You can email me at sasha@lifeandlightwellness.com if you have any questions. My email address is on my website. And I hope that you guys get it and feel good. I want to hear about how you feel after. Testimony is everything. Because I could sit here and talk about it. And you're like, oh, she's just on here. But I've been using these products for years, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to share the amazing results of these products with the people. So if you do it, share a testimony with me. I'm here for you, because my ultimate goal, Sharon's ultimate goal, is that we heal from the inside out.
Yes. And as we get ready to wrap up here, I just want to say to all of you, this process of detoxification, mentally and physically, requires work.
Yes.
So if you are work shy, it's not going to be an easy fix for you. It does require a little bit of work, but look, the benefits of it, the freedom from it. If you want to be unstuck, and if you want to be free, and if you want to be light again, and if you want to be able to have the mobility in your body that you wish you had, you should reach out to us.
Absolutely.
You really should, because we want to help. I mean, me, Sasha, I know I've gone through a lot mentally and emotionally, and I'm recovering leaps and bounds because of some of the things that I'm doing through the Thought Detox workbook, and that is asking myself the questions, and in doing that, also working with Sasha now and trying to get my body detoxified. So we're working together. As a whole, because that's what it's all about. It's about us becoming whole and healthy the way God intended.
Exactly.
And so we are just here. We're happy that you've come and sat and talked with us about detox. We will be back again to talk more about detox. Sasha, would you like to say anything as we're going out?
First of all, I want to thank Sharon for having me here. She's an amazing spirit. I just want to thank the whole staff here. I just want to invite you guys again to detox and get yourself whole collectively. This is a comprehensive detox, the mind and the body. It is the full body detox, 20 days, amazing price. It does not neglect any part of your system, and it will not neglect any part of your spirit. You've worked so hard for other people all your life. This is the time right now to work hard for yourself. You have a life out there to live, and it's waiting for you. Let's start from the inside out.
And I'm just going to read an excerpt from the book. It is hard to make a mindset shift when all you know is one way of thinking. A shifting of the mind comes from a change of environments and a change in connections. Examine who is around you and who you are allowing to influence you. The people, places, and things around you play a huge part in who you are. We must seek out the truth of whom we are if we desire to grow from where we are to where we need to be. And so no longer can we allow the mindset of this is the way our family has done it, this is the way we've all only known to do it, this is what I was taught. If it's not producing life and health, it's not okay. And so God loves you, we love you, and we just want to aid in the process and promoting your healthy mind and your healthy body. And we thank you.
Thank you very much. Peace and love to you all.
I stand amazed in your presence. There is nothing you cannot do. I stand amazed in your presence. There is joy, peace, and hope. There's no one